When I first reviewed the Mazda CX-70, I didn't really get a ton of time to review the PHEV version. Well, that changes right now.
If you're not familiar with the CX-70 from Mazda, well, I can help you with that.
If you think this vehicle looks a lot like Mazda's CX-90, well, you're not wrong. It does share a lot of the same characteristics as the 3-row version. This has the same chassis, it has the same body, same wheelbase. Biggest distinguishing characteristic? It only has 2 rows and seats only 5 people. Wow, look at how wide that door opens.
We're going to be logical about this review and start from the outside in. Personally, I think this is an objectively attractive vehicle. It's got great lines, excellent proportions for a larger crossover. It gets European styling in the front fascia and headlights and elegance all over the rest.
If you think that the CX-70 looks a little bit more expensive than what you would think for this segment, well, I would probably agree with you. One huge part of that to me is paint color. You do a good paint, people think it looks pricey. And Mazda has always done a great job when it comes to paint colors.
For no extra charge, you can get it in jet mica black, but everything else will cost you. You'll pay $450 for polymetal gray metallic, zircon sand metallic, that's my favorite, and melting copper metallic. This rhodium white premium will cost $595, as will Sol red crystal metallic, but look at it. Lipstick and nail polish in this, please.
Roof rails come standard on the base model PHEV Premium as well as the Premium Plus. You also get a hands-free liftgate and 21-inch wheels.
When you get into that cabin, that feeling of, I feel like I paid more for it than I did, continues. There is so much that Mazda gets right in here, from materials that punch above their class to the intuitive layout.
The standard amenity set on the inside is just as impressive. You get tri-zone climate control, illuminated and keyless entry, and one-touch up-down windows. I don't know why those aren't standard on absolutely everything.
You get lots of adjustability with a tilting and telescoping steering wheel and 8-way power adjustable seats. When it comes to the Premium Plus, you can add a steering wheel heater and ventilated front seats to your list of extras. I also love the color options on the interior. There's a red Napa leather and a grayish leather that's available in addition to black. Love me some options, people.
The UX system in Mazdas can be a little bit polarizing, but you know what? If you talk to a Mazda loyalist, they will tell you that they absolutely love it. So the thing that I am appreciative of is they've definitely made it simpler. They've moved the screen forward. Now you can use this as a touch function, but only for Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So I'm inclined to definitely think this is very improved. If you go to the Mazda controls, then you are using this dial to navigate. I had a long-term Mazda 6 several years ago now, and I will say this, after a while, you definitely do get used to the interface. It kind of becomes second nature, and you don't really mind it. What I do mind is this. This is the shifter, and I'm not gonna lie, I think it's flawed. So drive is all the way down here. That sounds great. Reverse is all the way up here, where normally park would be, and park is over to the left. I think that this is really confusing to most people who have been in standard cars for a long time. Mazda has baked in something just in case you throw it into reverse thinking that you're in park and you open the door. If you do that, the car will not move. However, in this day and age, if you have to build in a fail-safe like that, then you should just consider this whole thing a fail in general.
Otherwise, when it comes to the design language and aesthetic, I think Mazda does a good job. Yes, there is plastic, get over it. Do you want all Alcantara? Then hit up the Porsche configurator and spend your kids' college fund. But for something in this segment, the interior of the CX-70 is an elegant and pleasing place to be.
When it comes to space on the interior, yes, you can bet because this is basically a CX-90, you're gonna get a ton of room. Up front, it's a no-brainer. Of course, the second row, because of this nice long wheelbase, you're gonna get a ton of space in this second row for legs, for brains, for everything. No, they do not move the seats further back, but the long wheelbase is going to give you a little bit of an advantage over a more traditional and smaller two-row vehicle.
Cargo volume also looks extremely generous if you're putting this in a two-row segment for those same reasons. Hello, longer wheelbase. Except, of course, for the Honda Passport, which has so much cargo volume, it doesn't seem right.
So at this point, you may be wondering, who exactly is this car for? Is it for kids, like people who have kids who are young? But then there's only 2 rows, so you can't really bring a whole team, soccer team with you. I don't know these things. I'm not a parent, but I'm gonna bring in a resident expert who does have children.
Hello, Lynn.
Hi. So Mike, tell me, when it comes to a car like this, do you have a lot of stuff? Because you have
What?
kids,
I
right?
have 2 kids. I have all the things. I have.
What kind of stuff are you having to put in there?
I got a diaper bag right here. I got a umbrella stroller when they want to get out. I have their goodie bags just in case. Their lunch pails. Another diaper bag. All right, I got luggage just in case Daddy wants to stay in a hotel. And if the kids aren't riding and an adult wants to, I gotta take out their car seat and put it in the back. So yeah, I got a lot of stuff. I got all the things.
Okay, so my question to you now is, without 3 rows, would this thing be enough for you right now? Or is this a car for you that would only work until maybe the kids are 7 or 8 and then you have to start taking all their friends around?
You know what? I think this will be sufficient for right now because I have a 3-row SUV at the moment and I've had it for a year and have yet to use the 3rd row. But I would love the extra space that I can use just for all of their stuff, and it's only gonna get even worse once they get into school. So this is totally fine.
Starting to think that there's no such thing as a rich auntie. It's just the auntie who has no kids and doesn't have to buy all that stuff.
For someone my size, it's great. Even Mike fits in here super well. Personally, I think this is for a family with 1, maybe 2 kids who are perhaps younger or older, so no friends to haul around at the moment, or a child-free couple who appreciate good style and adventure around, so need the extra space in the back. Hey, I like all those kinds of people. I am one of those people.
Power numbers on the CX-70 PHEV look good. 323 horsepower, 369 pound-feet of torque. Sounds like plenty. So what is it that's making all of this juice in here? Well, you're looking at the eSkyActiv G 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine that's mated to a 68 kilowatt motor.
Your pure electric range is 26 miles, which isn't the strongest in the bunch. With most other PHEVs, you're looking at least 30. But if you're using this as an around-town vehicle, you're likely not even going to burn through that 26 miles. Battery capacity comes in at 17.8 kilowatt hours, which means on a level 1 charger, you're looking at a bit less than 7 hours to charge. So that's overnight. Level 2, an hour and a half.
Combined fuel economy looks really good at 56 mpg.
When it comes to driving, there are some things that shine, and then some things that I feel could be improved on.
Ride comfort is exactly what I would expect. It's comfortable. I can feel stuff that's happening in the road, but there's nothing that's overly harsh here. It's very drivable, compliant enough when you're going over bumps. So overall, as far as comfort goes, there's nothing displeasing, and I kind of like how this rides. It's a nice, easygoing ride.
Turning, yes, you definitely feel the heft of this car. Remember, while it is only 2 rows, that 3rd row does not weigh a whole lot, so you are still having to contend with the weight of a larger 3-row SUV. It is not a terribly spry jump off the line either, even with the motor's instant torque.
And then there's the 8-speed automatic transmission. Because the transmission is placed in between the engine and the motor, I think there's a little bit of kind of oddness or lack of smoothness when it comes to kind of the transition of power. The shifts on this are not smooth. They are very unpredictable. At times, if you're really putting your foot down into it, they feel almost, I'm gonna say, ham-fisted or clumsy. This is me from a dead stop. Oh, the sound of the engine is not super. And again, I'm feeling every shift. There's just not a smoothness that, to me, is actually very surprising for Mazda. Mazda are known for their fabulous engineering. But I'm gonna say this, Mazda does not have a long history with making hybrid engines. This is really the first thing that's kind of right out of the gate. So I am gonna give them a little bit of latitude and a little bit of leeway and say, you know what? Let's see how it gets refined over time and hope for the best.
The steering also feels quite lackluster. And no, I'm not expecting it to have tons of feedback, but even in their CX-5, which is known for its amazing driving dynamics, you do get some interaction with what's going on beneath you. Mazdas are known for their performance chops, even in and around towner in this segment. So we were disappointed to see that elements of the driving experience didn't quite live up to our driver's car expectations.
All of this being said, I think that when you drive a Mazda, you're kind of expecting that this is a big-time driver's car. That's kind of what they're known for. This is not really living up to that expectation on every metric. However, if you're just a normal person who's just driving around town, enjoying your commute, not trying to kind of get any performance or major handling out of this, then I really think that you're not even going to notice any of the things that maybe some of us who are used to more aggressive driving are going to notice.
When it comes to the competitive segment, that's an interesting question too. Looking at high-end crossovers with similar passenger specs, you're looking at the Lexus RX, BMW X5, and Jeep Grand Cherokee. But you can also put this up against a more affordable segment, the Chevrolet Blazer, Honda Passport, and the new Toyota Crown Signia.
Pricing on the Mazda CX-70 PHEV starts at $55,400. That is for the premium trim. For the premium plus, you're looking at a tick below $59,000. You guys, I have to be honest with you. For all of the standard features that you get on the premium, I'm not sure that you have to reach into your wallet for that extra $4,000 to pony up for the Premium Plus. You get so much. And if you are ready to pull the trigger on this or any other vehicle, if you click on that link above, Kelley Blue Book will help you find a fair purchase price on one.
Yes, there are some things about the CX-70 that we would love to see done differently, but that's only because Mazda has set the bar so incredibly high up till now. But this car is definitely not without its merits.
It looks great inside and out. It has plenty of cargo and passenger space, provided of course that there are only 5 of you. And you are going to get really good gas mileage and that pure EV range. Help you get out and go places and do stuff like that fat IKEA run that you know you want to go on right now. Go on, get out there.